It'll all be like it was. Just you wait and see. Mayhap it is best. Mayhap it is for the best that I remain ignorant of the details. Otherwise, I might be tempted to do something rash. I will place my faith in you all, and the 12 to see her return to me. I think everybody else probably says. Oh, a shame that Hikuri was not here to welcome Lady Flamen home. Still, it shall be a pleasure to see the look on her face when she returns and learns of her homecoming. Maybe everybody has something new. Now that Lady Flamen and the others have returned, we can redouble our efforts to find Yida and Papalimo. If only we had some inkling of where they went when they left Pearl Lane. Yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting like everybody to have something new. I know. I will look after him and see that he is fit for duty. About time everyone came back to the toll. Though there's still a few missing. Like young Wilred. Oh, he's not missing, dude. He's dead. Been too long since that boy and I had a drink. But I don't understand. I was the healer on those expeditions. How could she have... Oh gods. I was sleeping less than 10 fulms away. I don't know. Sniffle sob. I have no sister. Why not both? So what is the other one's issue? I mean, she's just upset that her sister is like into them or what? Perceptive as ever, brother. Aenor and I have taken part in many a mission together, and through adversity have forged unbreakable bonds. Indeed, her skillful ministrations have provided much comfort. But enough about me, brother. What of your escapades? And what of this fetching young lady with whom you seem so well acquainted? Looks like Hori is off to a smashing start. Mayhap I should leave them to it and set about being sociable myself. Besides, I'd rather not be around when these two rising stones begin to clash. Lately, I've been practicing calisthenics every morning to stay loose and limber. In fact, I think I might be fit to venture out into the field once more. A warrior should not boast or brag of his accomplishments. So it was taught to me by my father, and by his father before him. Yet I must admit that I delight in hearing the young ones tell of their adventures. Their eagerness, their boldness, it is comforting and inspirational both. When the time comes to reclaim what is lost, I know they will rise to the challenge. Yeah, I don't know if this chick is jealous or... I mean, I guess assume so. We'll keep things running smooth while you're away, miss. You should devote all your attention to the search for the missing scions. She's still just spying. They don't have anything to say. Okay, I think I've talked to everybody now. Ooh, the anti-tower. The word of the mother. Alphino is eager to return to the search for Minfilia. Thancred and Kral contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them in Yastola in Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. What are you still doing here? They're waiting for you in Idleshire. Okay. Yeah, that's something else I was thinking about on what dungeons there are going forward. And Anti-Tower was the only one I could think of that was like a part of the MSQ. Oh, and then obviously Bilsar's Wall or whatever at the very end. How is Flamen, by the way? Enchanting as ever, I trust. I shall have to pay my respects when time allows. 'Twas rather less than I had hoped, though mayhap I asked too much. My apologies, I see I am the last to arrive. So what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the aether at the scene of the Ultima Weapons destruction. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Hydaelyn shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi aqueducts. There, we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Hydaelyn, there is no other explanation. But there is more. When I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet, unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in a sea of aether. Though this too is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Hydaelyn, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Hydaelyn interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Hydaelyn may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Hydaelyn guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her, body and soul, unto the ethereal sea. In which case we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlayan construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Anti-Tower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. And the Anti-Tower is under... where? My first thought is... the Great Google Library. Just because I know it's like the underside of, you know, some kind of Charlayan structure. Like if you go down, I mean obviously underside if you go down as opposed to up in it. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out momentarily. Now, Anti-Tower is one I've obviously run many a time for the Relic. one of the, latest relic, not latest, but, the current relic in one of its steps. But I haven't run it solo. So we'll see how that goes. I've still been meaning to like test out various points along the expansions as to when I will no longer be able to solo them. I just haven't had the time. Or the forethought when I do have the time. Oh, what a surprise. Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Ah, though it pains me to admit it, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Antitower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Antitower was sealed, save one. Oh. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. So she was actually... She didn't just refuse the Exodus. She says quote-unquote order, so... I think, at least as far as she conveys outwardly, like, she's not doing this because they told her to, but it seems like she's sticking around to guard this entrance. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. Wow, that's ominous. Lavenza can go. Take the magicless rogue too if you like. He's no use to me. The rest of you will stay and work, and I'll hear no argument. Those are my terms. Oh, and I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Lavenza. Thancred, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised. Do not deny it. To venture into an environment so thick with ether, so close to the ethereal sea, would be to risk further impairment, or worse. But Minfilia could be in there, waiting for us. And you could die, and for what? If she is waiting beyond, Lavenza will find her. Trust in her. Have faith. Damn it all. Bring her back to us. Ugh, wish I could. It's interesting. You know, when people talk about the end of A Realm Reborn and, how all the Scions disappear, but, oh, they all come back. But I mean, Minfilia doesn't, but I think because she's like in this state of limbo for so long, and then how she does eventually leave us, it never really registers that we lost any of the Scions. To be clear, I don't mind if you take... Oh, okay. To be clear, I don't mind if you take others with you. I expect you'll need the help. But this lot are staying with me. Okay. The least she could do is let me go in Thancred's place. Long did I wonder what waited beyond that door. Several times in my youth I even tried to open it, but the wards placed upon it were far beyond my skill to dispel. Be that as it may, I hardly think the work of 3 scions fair trade for its opening. Whatever it takes. Do you hear me? Whatever it takes. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you'll need to do once you reach the bottom. But you've always been so resourceful, so... So then the anti-tower isn't... It's the bottom of an unknown building. Whatever is above Matoya's cave, I guess. Alright, let's see how this is. Undersized. Unsynced, if you will. Yep, and there it goes. A bit of, not vertigo, but it was a little, I was expecting it too, because I was like, that tower is upside down. All right. This is definitely a cool dungeon. You know, just going into something that's upside down and... Obviously, the last boss is a horror show. Ooh. We might be coming to the end of our solo adventures for dungeons, because this is obviously it's not hard, like I'm in, you know, there's no worry about me dying from any of this, but the amount of time it takes me to kill stuff, you know, it may just end up being faster to queue up for it. Yes, certainly by Balzar's wall. I may not want to try to run that one solo. Yeah, this is definitely slower, I think, than a group would be. But I don't think it's, like, too terribly slow. Because I was thinking earlier, too, like, I think I want to do Shadowbringers with the trusts instead of... instead of the, dungeon, or the duty finder, or whatever. Which will obviously take a bit longer than, you know, if I were to run it with, you know, other people. But we'll get a little bit extra dialogue and... You know, which, I mean, this is all about the story anyway, so... Oh, and here I am picking up loot. Oh well, whatever. It is nice, a bit nice too, coming in here solo and just being able to take the time and like look around. I mean, not that, you know, the amount of time this is taking again is about as much as it would be in the duty finder, but I feel more comfortable just kind of stopping to smell the roses, as it were. This area is just somewhere in the abyss. It's not really in any physical realm, it seems like. You know, unlike obviously the area we were just in. And then where we end up, presumably, is just the inside of the tower. I'm starting, like, I've always paid attention to the music, but never so much as, like, the relation of the music to the area that you're in. Really, like, so I've never really noticed how chill a lot of the music is when you're fighting stuff. And then we here have the homage to David Bowie. Because he's Ziggy, and I think he has an ability called Stardust. I think I'm like any 80s kid, you know, where like my relationship to David Bowie is almost entirely through the movie Labyrinth. Like I don't really listen to his music or anything like that, but I love the movie Labyrinth. Well, if he did Stardust, I didn't notice it. If that's in fact what it... It would have to be, because just the name Ziggy is not enough to, like, say it's a reference to Bowie. It would have been cool if we had already, like, been into this tower or whatever, but it was like right side up, and then we come in and it's upside down, or we eventually get a quest that's it but right side up or something. Although we don't get hard modes anymore, which is kind of unfortunate. Just if nothing else, just to kind of, you know, see dungeons from another angle. I think was kind of cool. I can't think of any on the top of my head that I would like to see another version of, but I mean there are some, certainly. There's quite a few dungeons in the game. There's bound to be a few that would be fun to revisit. This is certainly easier to, because I've tanked the hell out of this place, and this is certainly easier to control just going by myself. You know, because typically you just, as a tank, will run through and kind of throw out one quick AoE and keep moving. But people like to unload on those mobs before we stop moving. So I have to, like, you know, re-corral them or whatever. Or in here, since nobody else is picking up aggro, I can just go. And here we go. I'm not as freaked out by... We are Calcabrina, adorable dolls, terrible dolls. Yip ho ho. I don't find dolls like this to be... I mean, they're creepy, but it's not like they freak me out or whatever. They're just weird. Of course, the music helps. I would love a... I don't know, maybe it's in the, like, Encyclopedia Eorzea's or whatever. But I would love, like, a dungeon guide type of thing that gives you a little bit of lore. Because, like, what the hell are these dolls doing here? Like, what is their purpose here? I think I might actually get some use out of the shadow this time. Oh, crap. Okay, for some reason I dumbed there, and because the symbol was over me, I was thinking you had to face away from me and not her specifically. Oh well, it's not like it mattered. 10 minutes to run that. Okay, that's unsettling. I mean, they definitely did all they could with the sound design, you know, to make that as creepy as possible. Thank you all for watching this video. Tonight's stream, and particularly the story, has been some of the best yet. I think this has gotten the biggest reaction out of me so far. It's just been just phenomenal. And if you want to come and join me to experience it as well, the link to my Twitch is down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you again. And you have a good one.